play some more softball. Welcome to the Little League Softball World Series presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Greenville, North Carolina is the site, the place that these girls dream of getting after a summer of softball. And today is our first elimination day. We have already eliminated 2 teams and advanced 2 teams. 2 more games to go. California and Japan getting set for an elimination game. Earlier today, man, we started out with a bang. Maddie Locke going yard. How about a home run to start elimination day? And Washington was able to survive against Texas to advance on to tomorrow. And then New Jersey coming up big. The most runs by a Mid-Atlantic team in World Series history. They run-rule Connecticut 13-3. So those 2 teams have survived to advance to tomorrow, where they will play another elimination game. We're trying to determine who their opponent will be in these next 2 games tonight. And first up is Japan and California. It's been such a fun week already. We're ready for some more softball here. Courtney Lau alongside 2-time Olympic gold medalist Michelle Smith, 2-time All-American and Big 12 Pitcher of the Year Amanda Scarborough. And it's been so much fun to see these girls compete. I know the pressure's on right now, but Michelle, we saw them before the game. These 2 teams were staying loose.
Yes, they were staying loose, and it is all about the fun. They were dancing together during some of the rain delays. The teams have played kickball against each other, so there is no shortage of fun in this tournament, even though it is getting to that very serious time.
Well, it's fun, and it's making memories. I mean, what a once-in-a-lifetime experience for the girls from California and Japan to play each other. They might not ever get to play an international team ever again in their life, but they're getting a chance now at the Little League Softball World Series, and it is an elimination game, so it might be intense and serious, but at the end of the day, so fun, great memories.
Yeah, well, let's meet this California team first. We're talking about the girls that come from Live Oak, California, and they're the first team from Northern California to reach the World Series since 2022. They won the West region in San Bernardino, and they are able to make their first appearance for their Live Oak Little League here at the Little League Softball World Series. Backs against the wall today as they take on Japan. It's just the 2nd year that Japan has fielded Little League as a country, so they are back making an appearance representing Asia Pacific. For the 2nd year in a row, they won their opener, but then lost their 2nd game to Puerto Rico, so now their season on the line here today. Elimination day continues here in Greenville, North Carolina. It's Japan and California with their seasons on the line. Coming up next. World Series is presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's. It is always a special day when the AUSL Pro Softball players make their appearance at the Little League Softball World Series. In fact, we're going to have Caroline Jacobson up in the booth coming up later in the second inning. She threw out the first pitch and now signing some autographs for some young fans. So cool for all of these teams. For Team California, they come from Live Oak, California, their very first appearance for Live Oak Little League. They got it done going undefeated in their regional, and now it's time to meet the team.
Hi, my name is Libya Smith, and my favorite movie is Tangled.
Hi, my name is Leah Carrasco, and my favorite celebrity is Olivia Rodrigo.
Hi, my name is Athena Huff, and my favorite video game is Mario Kart.
Hi, my name is Blake Rodriguez, and my favorite emoji is the happy face.
Hi, my name is Riley Perigo, and my favorite athlete is Carlin Pickens.
Hi, my name is Juliana Robles, and my favorite song is Choosing Texas by Ella Langley.
Hi, my name is Juliana Alvarez, and my favorite school subject is science.
Hi, my name is Avea Martinez, and my favorite athlete is Mookie Betts from the Dodgers.
Hi, my name is Aaliyah Palacio, and my favorite emoji is the side eye.
Hi, my name is Hannah Lanseri, and my favorite athlete is Brock Purdy.
Hi, my name is Brooke Duran, and my favorite actor is Adam Sandler.
Hi, my name is Charlotte Dudek, and my favorite athlete is Megan Grant.
That is the team from Live Oak, California. In Little League, every player on your roster shows up on the lineup card and gets the opportunity to bat. So that means for California, their lineup goes 1 through 12 with Avea Martinez, who's playing shortstop today. She'll be at the top of the order. And in the circle for Team Japan, not a surprise because we've seen her get the start for Team Japan all week. It's Sara Matsuda.
Yeah, Matsuda-san does a really good job of working the corners. She's got a fastball and a changeup. She's done a great job here at the World Series, just controlling the strike zone. And how about the fact that both of her parents played softball? Her dad was a pitcher, her mom was a shortstop, who actually played for the same professional team I played for, too, at Oshoki. So it's she's got a lot of history in that little young athlete.
This is such a special game when Michelle gets to call Team Japan because you played over there for over 15 years, right?
16 years, and really enjoyed it. Yeah. Speak a little Japanese, so it'll be fun to listen in on the manager and hear the encouragement that he gives to his young athletes.
It is one of my favorite party tricks that you bring to the table.
She has others too, guys.
Oh, she has a lot.
More than just that one.
Yes. Most interesting woman in the world, Michelle Smith, right here. Look at Team Japan circling up.
3-game tradition.
And it's just 2 years ago that Japan started chartering Little League softball. Before, they were playing softball, but not under Little League. And so this is the past 2 years that we've seen them make the World Series.
Yeah, it's so great to be able to see these young athletes come over and meet young athletes from the United States, Canada, Puerto Rico, Europe. It's the best part of the game.
And changeup to start things off here. You mentioned that she has a changeup, and she will throw in any count. When you throw it for the first pitch of the game, that's making a statement.
Matsuda's dream job, she told us on her questionnaire, is to be a professional softball player. And you mentioned it, Michelle, they have such a great professional league over there in Japan.
Yeah, Yukiko Ueno, who's the ace of the Japanese national team, is a rock star. And all these young athletes are well aware of all the Japanese stars.
She's ahead of Avea Martinez, who was 2 for 2 against Kentucky on Sunday.
And she was a spark for them, Martinez was. And that was after we had a rain delay, we're coming back, and she just set this offense on fire. They ended up losing that game, but Martinez had a lot of energy. She started the game in the circle. She pitches as well. Charlotte Dudek will get the start for California today, but Martinez has played a big role in the circle and as a leadoff hitter for this California team to get them here.
And now she's got a full count facing Matsuda. That's the kind of swing that she brings to the plate. Mei Matsui out in center field coming in to make the grab.
Well, that's a great job by Martinez to jump all over that pitch, but Matsui was really, really well positioned. That's one of the things you'll see this Japanese team, very good defense and really good at positioning as well.
Hannah Lincieri now up at the plate. California's played just one game. For Team Japan, this is their third game of the tournament. They opened up with a win over New Jersey on Sunday and then lost to Puerto Rico on Monday. California lost their opener against Kentucky, and that sent them to this elimination game today.
And you'll notice too that their catcher will set up so far outside and ahead of the pitch being delivered, just trying to give a good target to Matsuda to be able to hit that outside corner. And if you miss off the plate instead of missing more down the middle of the plate. But so fun to watch everything that they do on defense, Michelle, because it's just so deliberate and intentional, and they cover every single detail defensively of just trying to be their best self.
There's change of speed for a strike, and it's Yuri Yamao who is behind the plate catching for Sara Matsuda.
Yeah, Yamao does a good job of really working behind the dish and setting up the corners, trying to help her pitcher out. And to your point, Shubi, the coach Shubi's defense, they spend a lot of time on making sure their defense is buttoned up.
You see Hannah Lincieri is looking over to Mitchell Perigo in the third base box, getting some tips during this at bat.
And she's in the front of the box too. We've seen hitters adjust where they stand in the box against all the different teams and speeds that you see these Little League World Series pitchers throw, anywhere from really upper 40s to mid 60s. We've seen it can really vary with the velocity that these pitchers throw at this age. They're just all developing at different times.
And Lincieri is going to take her base. So California has got a runner on for the pitcher now, Charlotte Dudek, who will step up. We saw her enter in relief in their opener after Ave Martinez got the start. Nickname for her is Charmander, which is a Pokemon reference.
I was wondering. I was going to ask you about that, and then I forgot after the first game.
Would you just assume that I would know?
Yes.
Thank you.
We both in unison, yes.
Yeah. I knew not to ask Michelle. I knew you were going to be my go-to girl to ask for that one.
Yeah, I think I had a holographic Charizard, which is like a level up from... Anyway, I'm going to stop talking now. All you, Charlotte.
I think that Charlotte Dudek is a big part of this California team, and you can just already tell in one game what she brings to the plate sitting in the 3-hole, what she brings in the circle. She came in relief and really shut down the Kentucky hitters. And she is one of, if not their best shortstop as well. So she's a player. You wish that you could have her all over the place and doing all the things at all times, because she is such a complete player for California.
She and Ave Martinez, they switch back and forth. When one's in the circle, the other one is at shortstop.
Dudek getting under this one, lifting it shallow left, and coming in is Akari Nagata. She had to run with the sun in her face, too, to make that grab.
And she was deep. She had to come a long way. Look at where she's at. It's hard to see her in the picture, and she's coming all the way up, a little bit of a snow cone. Look at the way it's going to come to the edge of the glove, but she gets a great job out in left field by Nagata.
Michelle, how would you say good defense?
Shubi desu. Really good Shubi. Yeah, and there's that sun.
It is a welcome sight. Please don't leave us, son.
Exactly.
And Ave Martinez, the manager for California, is on the phone right now. His catcher is over at first base, so he can use a courtesy runner when there's 2 outs and a catcher or a pitcher is on. It'll be the last recorded out. You got to pick up the red phone and call up to the people in the booth to make sure you make that change.
Well, last out was the pitcher, so see if Dudek, we talked about her being a complete player. She can do it all.
I mean, she's standing over by third base waiting to go run for her catcher. You know what? I feel like catchers pick up so much for the pitcher, this is warranted. Like, way to go, Charlotte.
Yes.
That's a good point. Agreed. Does he have? I think he's got two phones. Does he have a cell phone?
I thought he was talking on two phones too, but he's holding his ear closed so he can hear. And he just happens to have a phone in his hand.
Gotcha.
Well, Ave Martinez, his daughter is Avea, who is on this team, actually had a football background and was a football coach for his son before his daughter fell in love with the sport of softball. He's become a big UCLA softball fan, guys.
Well, it worked out with the colors that California has for these World Series uniforms, and I'm sure he liked that.
Riley Perigo swings through that change of speed on the first pitch from Sara Matsuda. Her favorite movie is The Sandlot. It's about this time of year that everybody rewatches it, right?
Absolutely.
And they talked to us, this California team did, about their approach at the plate, and it was make the other team have to get you out. Go up there and be tough at the plate. And you know they want a redo after that game on Sunday. They ended up getting run ruled in 4 innings by Kentucky, and just not the California team that we've seen throughout their regional play. Perigo gets a small piece of it right to Ari Nioka at shortstop. So scoreless game as California leaves one on, and now for the first time we'll see Japan grab the bats when we come back. Elimination day here at the Little League Softball World Series. California facing Team Japan from Sango, Japan. Kinki Softball Little League, their first appearance for this Little League at the World Series. Let's meet the team.
私の名前は寺田水です。好きな食べ物はラーメンです。私の名前は木村かなです。好きな動物はパンダです。私の名前は藪下咲です。好きな食べ物はたこ焼きです。私の名前は山中美琴です。好きなキャンディーはパイン飴です。私の名前は舘野沢です。好きな動物はレッサーパンダです。
私の名前は神山真子です。好きな選手は山本由伸選手です。
私の名前は新岡愛理です。好きな映画はトイストーリーです。私の名前は岡葵です。好きなビデオゲームはマリオです。私の名前は山尾ゆりです。好きな歌手は花です。私の名前は松尾沙です。好きなソフトボール選手はメーガン・ファラモ選手です。私の名前は松井芽衣です。好きな動物はウーパールーパーです。私の名前は永田あかりです。好きな絵文字はサングラスの絵文字です。私の名前は岡村美桜です。好きな選手は山本由伸です。
And that is Team Japan, who was able to win a best-of-3 series with the Philippines. That allowed them to advance to the World Series. Their batting order goes 1 through 13, with Mako Kamiyama at the top of the order for Team Japan. She was 1 for 2 in their last game against Puerto Rico. And we told you in the circle today for California, Amanda, will be Charlotte Dudek.
Yeah, Dudek is a power fastball pitcher. And you'll notice that her fastball kind of has a natural rise to it. And against these Japan players who are a little bit on the shorter side, shall we say, I'm interested to see how she commands that pitch and able to work it down through the zone, because she's used to taller hitters where she can throw it more up.
And to your point, this Japanese team is the shortest and youngest team here in the tournament. And there's that pitch. A little bit up in the zone.
Be a good challenge for her today.
Yes.
I like to say they're fun-sized. Do you know the little tiny candy bars that you get?
Yeah.
Mako Kamiyama here pulls back on the bunt, and Dudek's got her first strike.
I think it could be intimidating, because I'm sure that Dudek knows that she's a pitcher that throws more up in the zone, so she probably will have to look at a lower target to her catcher, maybe even look at her catcher's foot instead of the glove, or knee instead of the glove, in order to make these pitches move a little bit down. Even that pitch would probably be a strike to most of the World Series hitters, but a take by Japan hitter turns that into a ball, and she's going to be really challenged today.
Yeah, look at the average age, 11.6 years old, the youngest in the field, and they average about 4'10".
That's right. And they have a lot of left-handed hitters, which is how a lot of the Japanese athletes are trained. Typically throw right-handed, but hit left-handed.
Which can also be a challenge for a right-handed pitcher to throw to so many lefties. Throws at good velocity, Dudek does. 59 miles an hour coming in on that last pitch. She is approaching 60 miles an hour. Really kind of averages between 56 and 58.
Ball. And that's ball 4. Kamiyama is on a leadoff walk to start for Team Japan. You know, watching Charlotte Dudek work in the circle in their first game on Sunday, it was a tough situation, right? She had to come in relief, but man, I felt she really settled in. At one point, she had 3 strikeouts in 1 inning.
Just a very complete athlete, great fielder.
Here's Yuri Yamao up against Dudek. Runners going. Lincieri trying to make the throw, and Kamiyama is going to be safe at second.
Japan already being aggressive on the base path.
They're now 5 for 5 on the base paths through 3 games here.
You know, along with all the offense that we've seen at the World Series, it's one thing that has stood out to me as well is how aggressive base runners have been. We've seen a lot of steals challenging these catchers and shortstops or middle infielders to make tags and throws, but these coaches have been aggressive calling the steal.
Play. Ball.
And Lincieri popping up quickly to check that runner.
2 balls, 1 strike.
And so far in the World Series, guys, 35 of 38 on the base paths for all the teams combined.
Wow. Challenging the defense, the catchers. It's been tough conditions as well with the weather.
Yamao bunts it right back to Dudek, who makes the play at first. Kamiyama is at third base. She will hold.
This is kind of like what Japan did in their first game when they had the win in the opening game that they played. Just get them on, get them over, advance 60 feet. Again, just fundamental. And that steal really kind of put this into motion, too.
Yeah, absolutely. Now the defense for California is going to have to pull up the line.
Yeah, Juliana Robles is all the way up for Kano Kimura. Her favorite athlete is Shohei Ohtani. You're going to see that a few times.
Play.
Robles creeping up at third base. And that's why. Juliana Robles with a good catch.
For Asia Pacific, the pitcher, 14, Sora Matsuda.
This Japan team likes their short game. They want to bunt a lot, and with Dudek spinning the ball a little bit more up in the zone with that natural rise ball, they're going to have to work to keep their barrels above the pitches that she brings up in the zone.
And the pitcher, Sara Matsuda.
Ball. Sorry? I have a little low.
Dudek working to find this bottom of the zone. That first pitch was a close one. Umpire said it was a little bit low, though. It looked like it was going above the knee. Looked more like that pitch.
Yeah. Matsuda is one of the taller players at 5'2", on a team that averages 4'10".
That's right. Good job by Dudek to come back. Throw a strike on a 2-0 count.
This one hops over to Riley Perigo at second, and that is out number 3. Japan leaves a runner on third base, and we are scoreless after the first inning here in this elimination game. For this team Japan, and it has been such a pleasure to watch them, as it always is. You can absolutely tell they love the game of softball. They train so hard at it to make sure that their summer ends here in Greenville, North Carolina at the Little League Softball World Series. And they come from Sango, Japan. It's means 3 villages about 19 miles from Osaka. And guys, their travel here, they went Osaka to Tokyo to San Francisco, and then eventually made their way to Greenville. But they had a 12-hour delay.
12-hour flight delay they were mentioning.
This is Athena Huff. Little check swing on the first pitch. And the play made by Tao Tateno.
I love the hustle of Tateno, Michelle. She was playing so deep and had to come from such a long way to charge this, but the glove flip, perfect. I mean, perfection.
And earlier in this tournament, she had a little bit of an error on that same exact play, but the fact she kept her confidence, came back and now made the play, I love it. Really good defense.
Such great defense. And Juliana Robles, who just made a nice defensive grab at third base on the pop-up, is up at the plate now. Favorite celebrity, Gordon Ramsay.
Another little bit of information on this Japanese team. You kind of saw it coming out of that break.
Robles out to right field. Kaneyama underneath it.
Good job. The right fielder, Kaneyama, going to get that ball, coming in on that. But you saw them bow a little bit, and so grounds are considered sacred in Japan. And so before every practice, you bow to the ground. After the practice is over, you also bow. Like, so you say, "Onegaishimasu," like, do me the favor, allow me to play on this field or this ground. And then after the practice or game is over, you also bow and you say thank you. So a little bit of interesting tradition that you'll see.
Just keep the tidbits coming, Michelle.
Yes, I know, please.
I always learn so much when we have Team Japan. Elia Palacio here.
And even last year when Japan had made its first appearance at the Little League Softball World Series, it was just the second time since 1996 that the Philippines had not represented the Asia Pacific region. So the Philippines, we saw them a lot here at the World Series, and now Japan 2 years in a row.
And they beat the Philippines in a best 2 out of 3 series to make it here. Palacio coming in is Akamura from first. Ready for a little pro? Caroline Jacobson, one of our AUSL pros, is going to jump in the booth with us. We got to ask her about the first pitch, throwing it out today. Softball World Series is when the pro players are here. Caroline Jacobson throwing out the first pitch today, repping that Utah Talents 2-time champ. Let's go, jersey. And she is joining us in the booth now. Caroline, thanks so much for coming. What have you thought about the World Series so far?
It is such a fun atmosphere. This is, I think, my 4th time getting to come to Greenville and be a part of this, so it gets better every year.
Had you thrown out a first pitch, though, before? Was that your first pitch ever?
First pitch ever. I mean, couldn't ask for more. Got a strike, got it there in the air. It's great.
Looks good.
What was one of your first early memories, maybe around this age or earlier, of the game of softball, and why did you love it?
Honestly, I remember playing t-ball in the front yard with, I have 2 older brothers, so with my brothers and my dad. So I feel like they're the ones that really got me into softball and loving the game.
A scoreless game here in this elimination game in the bottom of the 2nd inning, and Team Japan has Nyoka at the plate.
I'm interested in knowing, did you dream of being a professional softball player when you grew up?
I think I did, yeah. I remember having a little notebook when I was younger, and I'm pretty sure one of the things I wrote down was I wanted to play professional softball, and probably at the time I didn't know how much of a reality it would be.
That's awesome.
Okay, so what's it like playing professional softball now? What's the best part of it?
I mean, I think the fans, especially being able to have a home base this year and being in Utah, the fans were awesome. They were awesome when we went last year, but they've been a lot of fun all season long.
You know, that was a big difference this summer, is that the AUSL added 2 expansion teams, so going from 4 to 6 teams. The Talons were a team last year, but the difference for them was that now we have 6 home markets. So what was it like to travel not just to Utah and play your home games, but from site to site, knowing that we have home markets now?
It was a little bit different than last year, where you're kind of just playing, and I feel like the fans are kind of rooting for everybody, whereas this year you're kind of being rooted against even.
Yes.
I mean, even Portland, for example, their fans were so loud that sometimes you couldn't even hear yourself think, but that's what it's all about.
Absolutely. Charlotte Dudek just picked up her first strikeout. Caroline, for you, winning a championship at the professional level, what did you learn about what it takes and what made this Talons team so special again?
I mean, commitment to each other. I think that's one of the biggest things, is we kind of learned to band together even when things kind of got tough, and we were able to respond quickly. And I mean, I think that's one of the hardest things to do in this sport.
How about that little trophy shot for you?
I know, I had to have the one-up in both pictures.
Yeah. What was the adjustment for you from the college game? Obviously success at Clemson, at Duke, and then going to the pros. What did you notice right away as you've adjusted over these years playing professionally?
Yeah, I think the older you get, you learn a little bit more about yourself every year. So kind of being able to take what you learned the year before and bring it back to make adjustments and make yourself better every year.
And what advice would you give to little leaguers, and then what advice would you give to collegiate athletes wanting to take that next level?
I mean, even to both of them, just enjoy it for as long as you can. This game's supposed to be fun, and that's why we all still play too. So as long as you're loving it, keep playing.
That's awesome. What's going to be next for you after this summer when you're done playing this summer?
We're going to try to go find ourselves a job and enjoy some time off with the family.
Love that.
Perfect.
That's fantastic.
What kind of job are you looking for?
We're trying to figure that one out.
Okay. Got it.
3 balls and a strike to 10-0, and that'll be strike 2. You know, when these athletes, remember, their ages 10 to 13 years old, this is a lot of pressure on this stage. What advice would you give them about dealing with the pressure of playing a sport?
Yeah, I mean, they so far are handling it pretty well. What we've seen, it's been awesome. But just taking it one pitch at a time, not making any moment too big.
Charlotte Dudek's going to go back-to-back Ks. That one looking.
Dudek, how about her, Michelle?
Yeah, she's working this pitch on the outer half. It kind of leaks back over the zone, but she gets the big strikeout looking. So she's got one in both directions. Strikeout swinging, strikeout looking now in this inning.
Sui Terada up now, another left-handed hitter for Team Japan with 2 down.
Caroline, with winning back-to-back championships, what would you say was the difference in the first one to the second one? Like, what adversity maybe did you have the second year that you didn't have the first year?
I mean, I think definitely having more teams, you're kind of, there's obviously more pitchers, more kind of goes into that. But I think you're also playing for something bigger, having a state, repping kind of a city across your chest. So that was a lot of fun for us, I think, kind of knowing that we were bringing something back to Utah this time.
When do you feel like it started to click for you, becoming a quote-unquote good softball player? What age did that happen for you?
I think I always just loved it since I was really young, and I started playing travel ball at a pretty young age, and just being able to practice, being around my older brothers, I think helped a lot. So I feel like because I just loved it so much when I was little, always knew that it was going to be part of my path.
AKA, you were good at a young age, is what I'm hearing. I'm just humbly saying it. Your brothers probably pushed you a little bit, I'm guessing. Yeah.
Have your brothers been able to come out and watch you play professionally?
Yeah. They came to Chicago at one point in the time that we were in Rosemont.
Oh, that's great.
So what will the day be like for you guys the rest of the day today and then tomorrow before the game?
So we have practice pretty much right after this. So we'll get to go straight to the field at ECU and get a practice in with the team. It's, you know, a team that's obviously never played together, so we'll get to try that out once. And then I believe tomorrow we're doing a little T-ball clinic. We'll have some hitting and then get ready for the game.
2-2 to Dorado. And Charlotte Dudek strikes out the side. Caroline, thank you so much. We look forward to watching you play tomorrow in the pro game.
Thank you. We're excited. Yeah. We're happy to be here.
Thanks, Caroline.
Scoreless game here at the Little League Softball World Series. Welcome back to the Little League Softball World Series presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Professional softball returns to Greenville for the 2026 AUSL Pro Game presented by Dick's Sporting Goods, set to take place tomorrow. You can learn more at littleleague.org/athletesunlimited. We just had Caroline Jacobson in the booth from the Utah Talons, the champion Utah Talons, and some of the pro athletes are here today meeting these Little Leaguers, and now they get to watch the Little Leaguers play. But tomorrow, all the Little League teams will head down the street to East Carolina to watch that pro game tomorrow night at 7 Eastern, and you can watch it too on ESPN2.
And Caroline talked a lot about her brothers, and you can see the impact that they've had on her softball journey and her life. And we read a lot about a lot of these players.
Alvarez drops one in the infield to reach and lead off this inning for Team California.
And their brothers, their sisters being role models for them. I love reading about the families, the parents, of course, but the siblings. I think I'm a little bit jealous of that, being an only child. I don't know what that's like, so find other role models. So I'm really drawn to that, and hearing Caroline and her brothers, how the impact that they had on her career.
Well, for this California team, just the second time they've had a runner on, and now Olivia Smith is up. Might be the smallest player, but nicknamed Frank the Tank.
Love it. There's a lot of Frank the Tanks here.
I was going to say, this is the second Frank the Tank that we've seen play today.
Well, if we get an injury or anything, I think her parents are the ones to go to. Her dad, Matt, is a paramedic, and her mom, Courtney, is a nurse. So if they're here, we're in very good emergency hands.
And I love what her coaches say, that sometimes the smallest packages can make the biggest impacts. They talk about her heart and just that she might be a small package, but the contents inside are massive.
The youngest player in the field at just 10 years old.
She had a big hit to get them here.
Yes.
With 2 strikes and 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th, she had a walk-off 2-run single that sent the team to the state championship. So she's had a big swing in the state championship tournament.
Try to use the big swing there, but Matsuda is going to pick up her first strikeout today.
This is a big strikeout for Matsuda because it's a non-productive out, so she picks up the strikeout, and that's going to keep Alvarez over at first base. Nice pitch on the outer half. Look at the way that she's going to throw this a little bit of an off speed, and it's up. And she gets a swing and miss from Olivia Smith.
Runner is going, and Alvarez is in scoring position.
Well, speaking of siblings, Duran is one of 6. It's a big family.
You know, as a pitcher right now, you go from Olivia Smith, who's 4'6", to Brooke Duran, who's 5'6". How does that affect you as the pitcher? Back to back.
Yeah, you definitely have to make adjustments because that strike zone is dependent on the size of the hitter.
When you like someone like Duran, because she's got a lot of space to work with. What you don't like to go up against is the 4'6" Olivia Smith, because you feel like you have to be perfect to find the strike zone.
Matsuda is going to get the call. Back-to-back strikeouts.
She is feeling this changeup right now. Matsuda is back-to-back strikeouts, both with her changeup. She just floats it in, gets it top of the zone, and there's where a 5'6" hitter really comes into play, because that's able to get the top of the zone for the looking strikeout.
Leah Carrasco showing bunt. 2 down with a runner on second. The first time today that California has had a runner in scoring position.
Really likes to work that outer corner. You know, a lot of pitchers at this age like to work arm side of the plate. It's just more natural pitch sometimes, but she's doing a really good job, Matsuda, hitting that outer half. And look at her catcher setup. Way ahead, 0-2, and very typical to really see a waste pitch. Call that a setup pitch. See what she brings back with.
It's hit right back to Matsuda, and she tosses to first. Couple of strikeouts in that inning for Sarah Matsuda, and California is going to leave a runner in scoring position. Well, Team Japan has some extra fans in the stands. Sarah Matsuda just got 2 strikeouts in that last inning, and that's Team North Carolina. Annalyn Clark, you saw her pitch a gem yesterday. This North Carolina team is in the stands over with the Japanese fan section, cheering them on, going crazy every time something good happens for Team Japan.
Oh, you gotta love that. Part of what makes the Little League World Series so special is a lot of these team members become friends with other teams. They come out to cheer them on, and they stay in touch with each other on the gram or the different ways they can message back and forth after they leave. So. The Instagram.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what you meant. Okay.
The Instagram.
Yeah. You know, not a telegram.
WhatsApp.
Not like way back.
Carrier pigeon.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Mei Matsui will lead off this inning for Team Japan. It was Charlotte Dudek in the circle for California, who struck out the side in the last inning. Man, Amanda, she was cooking.
She was. I think that she wants Caroline Jacobson to probably come back up in the booth with us. It was good luck for her to strike out the side. And there's a good chase there on a pitch that's up. But what I noticed about those 3 strikeouts in the second inning for Dudek is that she just really mastered the bottom of the zone. We talked about how that was going to be difficult for her because she has a rising fastball. And with these hitters that are a little bit smaller in stature, she's been able to locate like that and find the strike zone.
And she walked the first batter of this game, but then has retired the next 6, including those 3 strikeouts in a row. Dudek's wanting her catcher to ask if the batter went. They say no. Well, that one ricocheted off the mask of our home plate umpire.
Well, and how cool is it that Charlotte's dream job is to play professionally in the AUSL? You know, that's what she wrote down probably before she even knew that she was going to have a chance to meet AUSL professional softball players before this game and have them in the stands watching her pitch.
Well, she's certainly not feeling the pressure because she has now struck out 4 in a row.
Well, Amanda, you mentioned it. Her mechanics are really strong. She's got that natural upward spin to her pitches. You can even just see the way she gets underneath the pitch and finishes with her arm coming up high and explosive. 4th strikeout in a row.
Mio Okamura. It'll be a first pitch strike on that swing from Okamura. Dudek also looks up to her big sister Claudia, who was a multi-sport varsity athlete and now playing college softball for Sierra College.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Takes a really impressive mindset to know that you're going to be having to throw these pitches lower in the zone. Sometimes that can get into a pitcher's head where you overcompensate or try too hard or get tense, and then you push the ball or try to guide the ball where you want it. So just watching her pitch, just being able to trust her mechanics like you were talking about, Michelle. Just trusting herself, trusting her eyes and where she's starting her pitches. I mean, she's making this look easy, but I've been there before. It is hard to face consecutive hitter after consecutive hitter that does not have a very big strike zone.
I think that's the thing that's great about the sport of softball is it challenges you. You have a new hurdle or something that you have to overcome every game, every inning, every pitch, and you have to think and figure things out. It's like a big puzzle.
Like problem solving,
yes,
right?
for
Constantly.
Sure.
It's a full count to Okamura now.
And embracing that.
Play.
Ball 4, second walk of the game for these Japan hitters. The other was the leadoff batter to start this game. Well, Little League is the most trusted youth sports organization in the world, keeping baseball and softball accessible for all kids. But its real power comes from you. You can help us rally for Little League by texting RALLY to 345-345 today. Standard messaging rates apply.
That's the best way to learn right there. Coming to the game or watching it on TV and sitting with someone that has experience like that little girl was. You could tell that the man next to her was pointing at different things, teaching her the game. I don't know if you did this, Michelle, but I remember doing that with watching the Houston Astros and just learning the game with my dad and him predicting what was going to happen and watch this second baseman go here and throw this next pitch here. Such a great way to learn the game.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a process. I mean, baseball and softball, the diamond sports are a complicated game. So learning it early, obviously, is a big advantage, just the nuances of it, so that when you actually are on the field, you have that intuition.
Runners going. Okamura looking for second, and she will get it. Second stolen base today for Japan.
You can tell both these teams are going to run when they have someone on base, try to move them up into scoring position, challenge the arm of the catchers and the entire defense for that matter.
It's a 2-1 count to Saki Yubashita.
And the best thing that these Japanese hitters can do is try to hit the top of the ball. Try to anticipate maybe swinging a ball higher than what they think they're seeing out of the hand.
This bunt, Robles at third. Reaching for it is Duran. The runner is safe. Runners on the corners.
Talk about a surprise. Nobody is anticipating a two-strike bunt, except if bunting is your strength, and to be able to do it on a pitch up in the zone. She gets it down, and now Japan is in business. That is a big surprise tactic to lay down that bunt.
Well, and what I love is when you look at what the coaches say about her, they say about Yabushita is that she's a player who executes. So of course you're going to give her a bunt with 2 strikes. She executed that perfectly.
Well, their manager, Coach Martinez, is going to come out and will challenge this play at first base. And so they will go over to review, and Little League will get to decide if the call on the field, which was safe at first, stands. You get 2 challenges per game. If you're correct, you get to keep it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Looks like she's safe.
It's a really good stretch over there at first base by Duran. Look how long she just extends her body, trying to do everything she can to get that out. But I think that this is going to stand.
Yeah, absolutely, Amanda. That is what made it a close play.
Look how long she is.
Yes.
Remember, she's 5'6", so she's cutting down that throw with her length.
I'm 5'7".
5'5".
And they have a decision here. So they'll stick with the original call. But Yabushita is safe at first, so it's runners on the corners. This is the second time that Japan has had a runner on third. Can they capitalize here? Just 1 away. Aoi Oka is up at the plate now for Team Japan.
Defense for California is well pulled up. You got third base way up the line. You can see the middles up as well, trying to defend, keep that runner from scoring.
Well, Robles, the third baseman over there, is like, okay, I'm not going to let that bunt beat me again.
No.
2 strikes, I'm staying up here. It's not going to matter at this point. I'm going to play in the face of all these hitters that have a really good short game. They know how to lay down bunts well.
And Robles has already caught one from about that spot.
Way up the line.
This could be a good time for a little push bunt past her as well, if she's going to be that far up, like she's trying to do there. So you see she's showing bunt, but then pulled her barrel back to kind of push through the ball, noticing that the third baseman is playing up the line so much.
Yeah, and the way that this California team is defending this particular play, second base is going to second, shortstop's coming over to third, first is back. So if you do get the bunt down, especially to the right side, there's really nobody to pick it up except the pitcher.
Into the air, hops. Dudek grabs it, checks third. It hops over to first, and they're able to make the out. They're sending the runner home. Japan scores! They got the call at first, but Team Japan was ready to send that runner.
So there's the bunt. It goes down in front of Dudek. A good job of actually looking to make sure the runner's not going. Great job at first, and you can see the coach at first is trying to send the runner at third, who is camped on the base, and you can see the catcher, Lancieri, is saying, throw it to me, but the slide comes in. And Okamura is going to score the first run of the game for Japan.
Michelle, and she was so tiny when she was sliding. She made herself so small going to the back of the bag and bringing her right hand around to sneak it in to tag the home plate, or tag home plate, to be able to score the first run.
Remember, this is an elimination game. Their seasons come down to this game. A bunt off the end of the bat is cleaned up by Robles. But not before Japan takes the lead, trying to extend their season. Okamura sliding in to put Japan up 1-0 in this elimination game over California. Last year, we saw 2 home runs last year at the World Series. Haven't had one just yet here this year.
Still plenty of time yet.
Avery Cox, deep. Don't have to wait anymore. You want a home run? We'll give you a home run, says Avery Cox.
Locke smacks this one to center field. Bailey Cox going back, and it's gone! From Locke to dead center field.
What an absolute tank. Two home runs so far at the World Series. It is not an easy feat here. This is a very big field. It's 200 feet to all fields. 7 outside the park home runs since 2021. That was when we moved from Portland over to here in Greenville, North Carolina. And we just showed you the 2 that we've had so far in this year's tournament. Avery Cox, and then this morning, Maddie Locke with a bomb.
Yeah, I'm gonna call her Mashin' Maddie.
Yeah.
It's happening.
Seriously, it's a thing.
You see the energy that the home run brings, though. I mean, I just want more of those, and it would be awesome, but we play on such a big field. It is very, very, very difficult to hit the ball out of the ballpark here. And so sometimes we'll get in the park home runs, rarely we'll get out of the park home runs, but you see the energy that it brings to the game for the fans, for the teams, the person who hits it. It's just a magical moment. I'd love to be able to see more.
I agree. It's always a fun part, unless, of course, you're the pitcher in the circle, but then,
yeah. And then it stings a little bit. Then you have to overcome.
Yes,
giving up that
exactly.
home run, like we saw Annalyn Clark do.
Yeah.
After she gave it up to Avery Cox, she struck out the next hitter.
Well, it's that part of the game, the adversity that you learn. That's why this sport's so good for teaching life lessons.
Blake Rodriguez will lead off this inning for California. Bottom of the order. She bats in the 12 spot. Going bunt. And Team Japan records the out as Tateno comes over from second.
Michelle, playing first base, that is not an easy throw because you're fielding that bunt right down the line and you decide that you're not going to see if it rolls fair. You make a decision to field it, throw it, create a lane to work around that runner. That is sometimes a hard, challenging throw for a first baseman to the covering second baseman.
Yeah. Okamoto, really good job over there at first base.
Top of the order with Avea Martinez. Sarah Matsuda working in the circle, picked up her first 2 strikeouts of the game in the last inning, back in the 3rd.
We're having so much fun in this game. I've almost forgotten that this is an elimination game.
Yes.
You know, this game has just been so fun to call, and we've seen some great defensive plays and steals and speed.
Hard hit ball. Tsunoka at shortstop.
Shubigai.
Good defense.
Good defense. Look at those smiles. Look at her. This ball's hit so hard. Good job. That glove work. Great hands. Nice throw across the infield.
Now 2 away for Team Japan, with Hannah Lincieri stepping in. Got underneath it towards right, and Kamiyama. Team Japan's defense showing up once again, and they hold on to this 1-0 lead in our elimination game. Well, just the second appearance ever for Japan after they started chartering Little League softball last year. So, of course, this team had to celebrate after they won the regional, which was a best 2 out of 3 series with the Philippines. They went to Disneyland Tokyo to celebrate. That's pretty awesome.
Super awesome. Look at them. They all have their ears on.
As one of the best ways to celebrate is going to Disneyland.
Everybody does, right? You win a championship, what do? You go to Disney.
That's right. Well, Team Japan is trying to keep their season going on the road to that championship game, which will be on Sunday at 3 Eastern on ABC. They've got to win this game. They've got to win tomorrow, and California is in the same boat. The winner of this game is going to face New Jersey tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern time on ESPN2. Loser is eliminated. Japan brought their only run across in the last inning, and Mio Okamura was able to walk and then eventually came around to score. Akari Nagata up now, facing Charlotte Dudek.
Well, and Robles over at third base just continues to be fearless. She'll back up a little bit with 2 strikes now, but she can't back up too far considering Japan has put down 2 bunts with 2 strikes. So playing more up the line. She's new actually to the third base position, has spent limited time there.
Yeah, it's not uncommon when you get to Little League that they'll play different positions than what they are normally playing on their travel ball teams, especially on an all-star team, which is what all these teams are. The best players from each Little League.
And a little fun information also about this Japanese team. They're from Sango, which is also very close to Nara, which is very much just outside of Kyoto, which is one of the most famous cities in all of Japan. They have buildings that are over 2,000 years old. And a little fun fact about Nara is that there's a lot of deer. It's a very high tourist area, but there's a lot of small deer that will just walk up to you. And it's a really cool place to go if you're ever in Japan. You got to go to this Kyoto, Nara area. So.
If animals are involved, Michelle, we know that Amanda is in.
I'm in.
Amanda's booking her flight right now.
Yes.
And I just love your knowledge of Japan. It's so cool because of all the time that you spent there and played there. And I mean, did you enjoy being over there?
I loved it. Yeah, I loved it. Learned to speak as much of the language as I could. And just great, amazing human beings and people.
There's Michelle playing over in Japan.
Played for Toyota Shoki for 16 years. Just an amazing experience. Was on a first-name basis with Mr. Toyota, whose uncle and father started the Toyota Industries Corporations that is now, as we know it, Toyota Motor, all the different, there's 13 different conglomerates that come off of the company, and they support a lot of softball, a lot of women's sports, so it's pretty amazing.
It is amazing. Michelle, how did your game grow? What was the biggest challenge when you got over there to their style of play?
It was absolutely a lot of culture shock because I couldn't understand any of the language. Like when I went over there, I think I knew wasabi and sushi. Those were the 2 Japanese words I knew. So I had to learn the language to be able to communicate with my teammates. It's a very quick game. It's a very skilled game. Very different than maybe the power game that we play here in the U.S. So there was a big learning curve for me. But what I loved is we got to spend a lot of time on the field. We practiced 6 to 8 hours a day.
Wow.
Which for me, I loved because I loved being on the softball field. And yeah, it was just a blessing to be able to play over there.
You know, we asked this Team Japan about their training regimen, and they go 2 days a week. So on the weekends, they practice for 6 hours a day, 6 hours on Sunday and 6 hours on Saturday.
It's amazing.
Well, and I think maybe people don't know that still American players go over there and play, and it's a long season. They'll play in the spring, then come back and play in the AUSL season, and then go back in the fall and play with their Japanese team in the Japan Diamond League. So this is fairly common for elite American players to go over there and compete.
Yes, absolutely. And in fact, the Japanese pitcher, her mother played, Matsuda-san's mother played Ikehara. She was a shortstop for Toyota Shoki. So she's the same team I played for. Danielle Laurie also played a year for Toyota Shoki. So yeah, it's kind of great how this sport has brought so many people from different parts of the world together.
Right now, Japan's got the top of their order up with Mako Kamiyama. And it's back-to-back strikeouts for Dudek. She's got 6 today.
Well, now she's not only keeping the ball lower in the zone, but look at her paint this corner with these pitches that are now lower in the zone. You have seen Dudek just make adjustments throughout this game and pile up now her 5th strikeout of the game.
Yeah, that was a crisp pitch on the outer half.
6, because I forgot to write down the last hitter on. So 6 strikeouts for Dudek.
Don't be short in her one, Amanda.
I know. Yeah. I was watching Michelle's pictures, and I actually forgot to write down how the last hitter got out, and that, you know, came back to bite me.
It happens. My scorecard was a mess last night in our last game. I just stopped.
Yeah, sometimes you got to give up on it.
Yuri Yamao.
Well, we had talked about that last year, Michelle, when the Japanese hitter lets out a yell as they step into the box like Yamao just did. Why do they do that again?
I think it just locks them in. You know, they're kind of like, it's like a fight, like I'm ready to go. Hi. It's so cute.
Well, that was a baby one. Yeah. Not as big as the other ones.
For the second time in this game, Dudek is going to strike out the side.
Dudek is looking like she is leveling up in this elimination game. It is a tight one as well. She's down by 1 run, but Dudek is doing everything she can in the circle. Another job of striking out the side.
Well, Japan leads this game 1-0, but their defense has really helped them hold on to this lead and keep California off the scoreboard.
Minasan Shubidaisuke, it's one of their favorite things to do. You can just see the way that they charge the ball. Amanda, we talked about it, just so fundamentally clean.
In all aspects. I mean, challenge on a hard hit, challenge on a bunt, challenge on a softly hit ground ball to second or in the outfield. We've seen them get challenged in a lot of different defensive ways, and they have risen to the challenge every time, which is important in a low-scoring elimination game like this. There is no room for errors defensively.
Yeah, you lose this game and your season is done. Winner will get New Jersey tomorrow. It'll be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters due up for California, and the pitcher, Charlotte Dudek, swings through the first pitch. Sara Matsuda only threw 6 pitches in the last inning.
Well, and that's one of the game plans for Matsuda, is that she's not a strikeout pitcher. She's pitched to contact.
Dudek right into the glove of Matsui.
And so there's been there's been a lot of Adams. There's been hard hit balls, but they're right at these Japanese defenders, and they've been able to reel it in. Great job.
Second baseman, number 5, Riley Perrigo.
Just 1 hit so far today for Team California. They also reached on a walk. That was back in the first inning. Now here's the second baseman, Riley Perrigo. Takes the first pitch, hops it past second. And so the second hit of the ball game for California.
Michelle and I notices at the exact same time. I watched Tateno. She actually took a couple of steps to the 3-4 hole and then back up the middle, and then the hit beater in the 3-4 holes. So couldn't make up her mind which side she wanted to lean toward, and she got beat on the last-minute lean back up toward the middle of the field.
And California's got the tying run on and the go-ahead run at the plate via Athena Huff.
this could be a big inning for California with where they're at in their order. Just finding a way to get on as Matsuda had been rolling, making out after out after out, and being able to beat the defense on that shift.
Tough, hard hit ball. It drops on the edge of the grass. Runner gets down. Throw in time to pick her off at second.
And there's that great defense again, even though this ball is going to find a hole out on the green. A really good job by Kamiyama, the right fielder. Look at the way she's going to approach this ball. She sees it immediately. It's down, but she knows she's got a force out at second. Nice stretch by, there you go, really good stretch by Nakayama to be able to get the out at second. That's a huge play.
And she's also every single pitch, Michelle, running to back up first base. I've watched her get 10,000 steps in when there's been runners at first base because every single pitch she's headed that way. I get that one a little bit short, but she's running down the line in case there's a throw to first for a pickoff.
In Nioka, that was a really good stretch by her shortstop to get that ball in.
Juliana Robles to center. Matsui is there. And Japan's defense just keeps holding strong. They still lead at 1-0.
Dudak has been so stellar in the circle, really using that upspin pitch. 7 strikeouts, painting the corners. Amanda, she has been on fire.
And being able to get these hitters at times to chase out of the zone. But what has really made her so good in this game is to be able to throw pitches down through the zone and get several looking strikeouts to these shorter hitters. She's had such a great game.
Yeah, it's been a challenging strike zone for her, and she has mastered it.
And so now she needs to continue to take care of business here. Has only allowed 1 run to come across, and that was after she walked that batter. Okamura in the 3rd inning eventually came around to score.
Yeah, just giving up the 1 hit.
Right.
She's had an impressive outing.
California looking to get through this inning with no more damage, so they can grab those bats once again in the top of the 6th. Remember, Little League just 6 innings. Kano Kimura up at the plate. First pitch towards foul territory. Coming over to make the grab is Avea Martinez. Callie's got some defense too.
And Martinez came a long way for this ball. She got such a good read off the bat. She was so aggressive with that first step to be able to cover all that ground. And Dudek, after getting the 7 strikeouts that she's had so far, showing her defense a little bit of love for that play. Sara Matsuda, the pitcher. Can't wait to see what somebody like Charlotte Dudek ends up. The rest of her softball career, you can just tell she loves it. She's really strong. She is coachable, obviously, able to make adjustments. Just can't wait to see just how she continues to flourish and grow.
Yeah, absolutely. She's been outstanding in the circle, but also at shortstop. She's done a great job. Nevaeh Martinez as well. Those two are perfect. They flop back and forth, and so it doesn't disturb the rest of the defense. When one's in the circle, one is at shortstop, and sometimes when you have to make pitching changes, it will affect 2 or 3 different positions, and for this California team, it does not. It's a simple switch between short and the pitching circle, which obviously leads a lot to the ability for your team to continue to gel.
Just 2 walks to a very patient team in that smaller strike zone. Like we talked about, one of those walks did come around to score, so it bitter. But I mean, just 2 walks against a team like this is a number to be very proud of.
You can only use one at a time.
A 2-2 on the way to Matsuda.
It's interesting, too, as much as these 2 teams have battled on the field this afternoon, when we were walking into the stadium, literally seeing them dance together, I think was one of my favorite parts of today. They're getting ready to compete, and they're having a dance, line dance together.
Yeah, I think they were doing the Cupid Shuffle.
Yes.
As they were waiting to come onto the field.
Yes. So the other teams leave, and they're dancing together.
These are 2 of the 12 teams that we have from all over the world that have made it to the Softball World Series. Full count. Matsuda pop up in the infield. Brooke Duran wants it from first. Had to reach back behind her. Made the play. Game Changer is the official scorekeeping technology partner of the Little League World Series. You can coach smarter, connect live, and replay the action on Game Changer, the #1 youth sports app. Live the game like never before. Airi Nyoko, the shortstop, is up now with 2 down as California is trying to get out of this inning so they can grab those bats. Nyoka, her dream job is to be a pharmacist. Her favorite softball player, we've already mentioned her, Yukiko Ueno.
That's right. Ace pitcher of the Japanese national team, 2-time Olympic gold medalist for Japan.
I feel like she's played forever.
She has.
Yeah, you feel like that because she has.
Yes,
yes.
And still playing.
And I'm not going to lie, at 11 or 12 years old, I don't think I knew what a pharmacist was. So the fact that that's her, her dream job says a lot about her.
Big highlight for her this season, though, is that she hit a home run.
It's impressive.
Strike 2. Charlotte Dudek has struck out 8. And California with a chance to play catch-up. They've got to score in the 6th inning. The Little League Softball World Series is presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's. Welcome back to the Little League Softball World Series presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Elimination game. It's been a lot of fun to watch these two teams play, but now it comes down to this half inning. California has got to bring a run across to keep this game going, or it will be Japan advancing to play New Jersey tomorrow. It'll be 7, 8, 9 due up, starting with Aaliyah Palacio. Sara Matsuda for Team Japan has only needed 15 pitches in the last 2 innings, guys.
Yeah, she has been efficient. The defense has been stellar behind her.
Throwing a lot of strikes, only 1 walk given up for Matsuda.
It's a California team who went undefeated in their regional, allowed just 5 runs over 4 games with their pitching duo of Aveo Martinez and Christine Dudek, and now they're trying to extend their season here. That's a good start as Aaliyah Palacio finds room out to left. Tying run is on.
Palacio meant business with this swing. She got all of this inside pitch to sneak it past Kimoda at third base. A hardest hit ball on the third base side or on the left side of the field, other than that hard hit ball right at the shortstop earlier.
Yeah, that's exactly what Team California needed.
And now they'll look to Juliana Alvarez, who had a single already in this game. It came in the 3rd inning. She also had a stolen base. Went 1 for 1 in their opener of the World Series on Sunday against Kentucky. Going bunt. She'll be out at first, but moves Palacio over into scoring position. Remember, she is the tying run.
Textbook play for this California team to be able to move their teammate up 60 feet, get her into scoring position.
Here's Olivia Smith.
It's a good swing by Olivia Smith to start this AB, hunting something early in the count.
And Matsuda works ahead 0-2.
Matsuda knows that Olivia Smith, she struck her out on that pitch in the 3rd inning. See if she works on the outer half.
Mao set up way outside her catcher.
Another nice little cut. We talked about it earlier. Olivia Smith came up with some big hits in the state championship. She's one of the smaller athletes in this tournament, but she's got that massive heart. She's clutch. You can see she loves being in this moment, taking some big swings.
And she had the walk-off single to advance them to the state championship.
Confident she is. She's like, yeah, that's high. Come on. Shaking her head.
Well, will she go to the changeup that's a little bit more down in the zone, thinking she can get her, or will she go to something harder that she's been on time with?
Good battle.
This will be the 8th pitch coming to Olivia Smith with the tying run on second. And it's a strikeout for Matsuda, number 3 today.
Matsuda picking up a massive strikeout when she needed it. Look at the rotation on this pitch. She just sneaks it past Olivia Smith. On the 9th pitch of the at-bat, she gets the strikeout. California down there the last out.
Brooke Duran. It's upstairs for Matsuda. You have got to bring Palacio home from second to keep this game going. Facing elimination. Duran underneath it to Tenno. Little underhanded toss for out number 3, and Japan is moving on. Third shutout in this World Series as Japan wins 1-0. They advance tomorrow to face another elimination game against New Jersey.
Just all about doing the small things right. The way that they play defense, the way that they even scored that run, advancing runners, a steal mixed in there, and being able to put down bunts, Michelle. I mean, this is a complete team effort win for Japan.
It was great. You could see the fans cheering. They're actually saying Nippon, which is Japanese. It means Japan in Japanese. Yeah, what a great effort, doing all the things right, just playing a really good, clean game of softball. And congratulations to California on an amazing season.
Yeah, what a run for Live Oak Little League, making their very first appearance at the World Series. A Little League that I'm sure will be making it back. A group of talented girls right there representing California. But hey, this game going to Japan, their second win of the tournament, and now they will face a team they know well, a team they've already beaten in this tournament. They took down New Jersey on Sunday 4-1. Rematch time tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN2. That also will be an elimination game. We have one more game coming up for you today on Elimination Tuesday at the World Series. Canada and Italy is coming up next. Winner advancing to play Washington tomorrow. But right now, you just watch Team Japan keep their summer alive. They're still playing softball here in Greenville.